the conversation changes and I want you right back, right back. You say that I'm hypnotic and that I caught you like that. It's like every time I walk into the room, you know you want what I have, I have. Turn it on, turn it off. Can't tell if I love you right back. Moving in, moving on. Turn it on, turn it off. Can't tell if I love you right back, but you love me like that. Light bulb goes off in your head. You say I'm a little odd. I love to make a mess. Guess I'm a little unconventional. Oh, 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 oh. Guess I'm a little unconventional. Oh, 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 oh. Guess I'm a little unconventional. So call it what you wanted. 'Cause when I leave you like that, it's like every time I settle down, I turn around and want what I had, I had. I know that it's a gamble to put your heart in my hands, but if you give me just a little time, I'll show you something you never had, never had. Turn it on, turn it off. Can't tell if I love you right back. Moving in, moving on. Turn it on, turn it off. Can't tell if I love you right back, but you love me like that. Light bulb goes off in your head. You say I'm a little odd. I love to make a mess. Guess I'm a little unconventional. Oh, 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 oh. Guess I'm a little unconventional. Oh, 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 oh. Guess I'm a little unconventional. Oh, light bulb goes off in your head. You say I'm a little odd. I love to make a mess. Guess I'm a little. Light bulb goes off in your head. You say I'm a little odd. I love to make a mess. Guess I'm a little unconventional.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. 'Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. 'Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. 'Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping enough from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them.
Check ScullyPop.
Ready for a demon.
Let's see what we're doing here. Who we got? Who we at? Tingle, tingle. Welcome, Okie Pop. Cabin Life with Gina. How you doing? Let's see here. Some of that easy jazz for a minute. It's Cabin Life with Gina. Cabin Life with Gina. Hey, Grandma. How's Grandma doing? Way down low. Okay. Welcome. I'm your host, ScullyPop, where the entertainment doesn't stop. Dega. Zindy Pop. Tonight we're going to just read a little bit more of my Dutch Chronicles. Yeah, it's turning into a pretty good story so far. I'm good. Cat decided I needed to wake up by using me as a claw cushion. All right. There's your membership link. Check your memberships for a milestone. Hit the like if you haven't already. Share it out if you can. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Best author online, seriously. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So that we have to show you a good time. Ja. We gaan to de Nederland. We gaan een beetje Nederlands praten als je wilt. We wisten niet dat het Nederlands kan praten. Ja. Oké, so laten we zien. Ik ga straks lezen. Een beetje muziek. For all you Dutch fans out there, welcome. Ga een beetje boek lezen als je wilt. Heb je zin in dat? I suppose I should translate this into Dutch one day. Let's see. Whoa. There. There she is. It's Debbie Sue. Welcome, darling. Come on in, pull up a seat. We got one right up here up front for you. It's a comfortable 55 degrees down here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Getting a little break from the cold. Glyph says, well, pour yourself a nice beverage of your choice as the fun is about to start. That being said, into lurking I go. Much love, Scully. Much love, side order. They're coming in, sharing out. It's Machine Head 69. Machine Head 69. There you go, Izzy Pop. Getting right and ready to relax. Listen to the ScullyPop. Welcome to the House of Thrillers. Let's camp out for a minute, wait all the night owls to come in. This music is brought to you by Izzy Pop. Some Izzy Jazz. What's your name? My name is 69. Machine Head 69. Shall we interrupt? Once upon a time in a land far, far away, there lived a woman called Izzy Pop. Tingle Izzy Pop, tingle brain. Oh, Okie, member extraordinaire, Okie Pop. Let's see those emojis. Big thanks to Izzy Pop. Bam! That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Bam! Bam! Chapter 3, Ghost and Shadows. The boathouse at Vester Docks smelled like rotting wood and stagnant water. Jimmy arrived 15 minutes early, moving through the pre-dawn darkness like the ghost everyone believed him to be. The cancer gnawed at his bones with every step, but he learned to compartmentalize pain. You didn't survive 30 years in the game by letting your body betray your mind. JB was already there. The Frenchman sat on an overturned crate, smoking a cigarette that glowed like a firefly in the gloom. He looked older than Jimmy remembered. Grayer, thinner, more worn down by the weight of compromises and calculated betrayals that defined their world. Jolly, JB said without turning around. So are you. Jimmy stepped into the boathouse, his hand resting casually near the Glock turned into his waistband. Trust was a luxury neither of them could afford. I wanted to make sure nobody followed you or me. JB finally turned, his weathered face creasing into something between a smile and a grimace. Mon Dieu, you look like death. I am death. Just taking my time about it. The cancer? Stage 4 pancreatic. They gave me 6 months. That was 4 months ago. Jimmy moved closer, his eyes adjusting to the dim light filtering through the broken slats of the boathouse. But I got enough left in me to finish this shit. JB took a long drag and crushed a cigarette under his boot. You should be home, Jimmy. With your sons making the peace. Not here in Amsterdam chasing shadows and trying to save a boy who doesn't even know you exist. William and Dickie think I'm dead. They buried me. It's better that way. Jimmy's voice was flat and final. Tease is my last chance to do something right, save someone before I go. And if he doesn't want to be saved? Question hung in the cold air between them like an accusation. JB stood, pulling his jacket tighter against the morning chill. Edwin has been grooming the boy for 2 years, ever since Sophie died. He treats him like a prince, but also like investment. The kid is smart, Jimmy. Scary smart. And the cold. I've seen him count the money from drug deals without flinching. I've seen him watch Edwin's men break someone's fingers and not even to blink. He's 14. He's 14 going on 40. JB shook his head. Sophie tried to keep him away from this life, but the life she found him anyway. And Ivan has his hooks in deep. The boy doesn't see himself as a victim. He sees himself as apprentice to power. Jimmy felt something twist in his chest, and it wasn't the cancer. Then I'll make him see differently. How? By showing up and playing father card? You think that matters to a kid who's been surviving without his whole life? I'm telling you, this is wind. As a friend is walking into a trap. Edwin knows you're here. He knows why you're here, and he's using tease as the bait. I know. Then why? Because he's my son. Words came out harder than Jimmy intended. Because I was there for him when he needed me. I can't change that. But I can be here now. I can try. JB studied him for a long moment, then sighed. You're always stubborn, Jimmy. Okay, here's what I know. He pulled out his phone, tapped the screen, and showed Jimmy the photo. Told him it was Edwin's operation. He runs it out of Club Paradiso. But he's got a safe house all over the city. The boy stays in an apartment in Jordan, Tveda Lilivastrat, number 47. 4th floor, always 2 guards, sometimes 3. Security systems? Basic. Edwin's old school. He trusts men more than technology. Frenchman told him that the guards rotated every 8 hours. A new shift came in on 6 in the morning. Jimmy memorized the address, the details, everything. What about the meeting at Begenhof? JB's expression darkened. That vague is bad. My source inside Evan's crew, and yes, I've got someone on the inside. Don't ask who. Says Edwin is planning. He's planning something for that meeting. Yeah, something involving the boy. What kind of something? The test is loyalty test. Yeah. Edwin wants Tease to kill you. Words laying like physical blow. Jimmy felt the air leave his lungs. Felt the world tilt slightly on its axis. You sure about that? My source is reliable. Evans, they pushing this boy harder, giving him more responsibility, more exposure to the violence. This morning Tease is supposed to make the delivery. Some kind of test to prove he's ready for the next level. Until that moon, JB. Yeah, JB. You show up, Evan puts gun in boy's hands. These are what happens. Jesus. JB lit another cigarette, his hand shaking slightly. Someone attacks one of Edwin's soldiers last night. They cut him up bad, yeah. Left a message carved in his chest. So dead, don't stay buried. Edwin thinks it's you. It can't be, because you're in the hotel. So someone else is playing the games. Someone who knows you're here, knows Edwin's expecting you. Jimmy's mind raced. Mariana? That's what I thought. Yeah, but my source says Mariana is in Amsterdam, yeah, but she's staying out of the sight. Watching. The attack is too crude for her. She is a chess player, not a butcher. Then who? I don't know. But Edwin is spooked. He's doubling security, moving resources. He thinks someone is trying to start a war. JB excelled smoking a long string. The thing about the war, Jimmy, innocent people get caught in the crossfire like boys like Tease. Jim was quiet for a long moment, processing everything. Then he said, I need to get to him before the meeting, before Edwin puts him in that position. Les USA, je crois que boy now, Evans will know. You have every soldier in the city hunting you. And they know the city better than you do. I don't have a choice. You always have a choice, Jimmy. Listen to me, it has another way. I have source can get you message to the boy. Tell him who you are, what Evan is planning. Give him the chance to choose for himself. He chooses Edwin. Then you walk away. Get on plane back to Mississippi. You make your peace, Jimmy. I know you want to save boy, but you can't save world. You can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. And you can't do it by dying in some Amsterdam street like a dog. Jimmy looked out through the broken slats at the canal beyond, where the first light of dawn was beginning to paint the water in shades of gray and gold. Somewhere in this city, his son was waking up, preparing for whatever dark task Edwin had assigned him. Somewhere in this city, a woman who orchestrated death like art was watching the pieces move on her board. Somewhere in this city, a mysterious player had just carved a message into the flesh, declaring that the dead don't stay buried. Set up the message, Jimmy said finally. But I'm not walking away. I'm going to that meeting. And if Tease points the gun at me, then at least he'll know who I am before he pulls the trigger. You're a fool, Jimmy, but you're a brave fool. I contact my source. The boy will get the message in the morning. JB checked his watch. You should go. Jimmy Edmonds people sometimes patrol the area, and you need to rest. You look like you're about to collapse. I'll rest when I'm dead. That's what I'm afraid of. JB handed him a piece of paper. Here's to the address. Clean off the grid. Edwin does not know. Jimmy took the paper, committed the address to memory, then tore it up and dropped the pieces in the canal water. Thank you, JB. Don't thank me yet. We both might be dead by sunset. For what it is worth, Jimmy, I hope you get your chance with the boy. I hope you see who you really are. Not a dying man, not a ghost, but the father. Every kid deserves that, even the broken ones. Then he was gone, disappearing into the morning mist like he'd never been there at all. Jimmy stood alone in the boathouse for another minute, listening to the water lap against the rotting pilings, feeling the cancer gnaw at his insides, wondering if he made the right choice coming here. Then he thought about Tease, 14 years old, smart, cold, caught in a world that would chew him up and spit him out without mercy. He thought about the gun Edwin would put in the boy's hand at noon. Thought about the choice his son would have to make. And he knew with absolute certainty that he couldn't walk away. Not now, not ever. Even if it killed him, even if it already had. Part 1. Hey, Bigfoot. Hey, Wolf Wolf. Welcome to the show. Dizzy Pop moderating there if you need anything. Oh, Grandma looked like she misbehaving there. Maybe, I don't know. Ska. It's Panay and SK Lee. Good to see you, darling. TWP. That's my man, TWP. Looking good, baby. How you doing, Bigfoot? We just started Amsterdam Chronicles. It's going to be my third book in the trilogy on the Amsterdam Dutch coffee shop. I guess after I get all this shit published, I'm going to have 6 or 8 books. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. I think you get to 10 or 12 books and you can start calling yourself prolific. Oh boy, I'm skating on thin ice. I threw my back out so bad the other day, y'all. Well, it was Friday. Bro, hope you well is lurking. All right. I bent over and I coughed and then I leaned over and heard click. It was like L4, like completely bone to bone popping together. And I spent the whole next 3-4 days babysitting that. It was like walking on a floor with a pair of ice skates on or something. But that's my fault. That's a combination of being behind the beauty chair for 20 years and playing tennis for a bunch of years. I used to dive for balls and all that crazy stuff. Yeah, we're getting a little break on the weather right now. I don't know about you, but it's a nice warm 55 degrees right now. I went for a good walk tonight. It was quite pleasurable. Because of the weather's been so cold, I tend to not get to walk so much because I can't handle that cold weather. And if I'm not walking regular, I'm susceptible to throwing that back out. And it gets clamped down. And well, my chiropractor says I get clamped down on my aorta to my legs, and that's why I like lifting a damn fence post. But yeah, I've been catching some of those crazy Bigfoot lives, man. Always something fun to watch over there. Oh my God. You are misbehaving, aren't you? Well, I don't know if I'd call that misbehaving, but I need to go back to sleep. My brain. Oh my God, my brain. Bigfoot. Hey, Boo Boo. Hey, Boo Boo's in the house. You said it. Hey, Boo Boo. How you doing, Boo Boo Pop? ScullyPop's reading a little bit tonight. Got the hardcore gangsters. Caleb be having those epic streams over there. Don't have premium on this channel. Well, it is nice having that premium. You don't have to look at all those ads and all that crap. You ready? Who's ready? I need to loop that. If it's gonna put an ad up there or not. If I switch, I'll lose my milestone. Do that. Oh man, I need an inversion table. Anybody got an inversion table? Well, I just hammered a really good dinner before live though. Managed to scoff it down. Oh yeah. Where we at? 4:47 a.m. The apartment in Jordan was quiet except for the sound of Henrik's breathing in the next room. T sat on the edge of his bed, fully dressed in dark clothes, checking the contents of the backpack one more time. Rope, plastic sheeting, gloves, a combat knife with a 7-inch blade, and the package. The thing he was supposed to deliver to an address in North Amsterdam across the river. He didn't know what was in the package. He knew better than to look. His phone buzzed, a text from Henrik. Time to go, car's waiting downstairs. T grabbed the backpack and stood, catching his reflection in the mirror across the room. He looked older than 14 in the dim light. Older and harder. His mother used to say he had an old soul. Maybe she was right. Maybe some people were just born for this life, born understanding that the world was made of predators and prey, and the only choice that mattered was which one you'd be. He thought about what Edwin had said. Tomorrow at noon, your father will come. You're going to kill him. His father, a man he'd never met, a criminal from Mississippi who'd abandoned him before he was even born, a man dying of cancer who suddenly decided he wanted to play hero and rescue a son who didn't need rescuing. Tease felt nothing when he thought about this man. No anger, no curiosity, no longing. Just a cold, empty space where other people kept their feelings about family. Sophie, his mother, had tried to fill that space with love, with rules, with hopes for a better life. Sophie was dead, and her hopes had died with her. Now there was only Edwin and the life he'd offered. Power, money, respect, place in the world that mattered. His phone buzzed again. Now, T shouldered the backpack and headed for the door. The guards, Jurgen and some new guy whose name he didn't know, stood in the hallway, armed and alert. You ready, kid? Ready. They walked down 4 flights of stairs in silence. The morning air hit Tease like a slap when they stepped outside. Cold, damp, smelling of the canal and last night's rain. Black Mercedes idled at the curb. Henrik behind the wheel. Tease climbed in the back seat. Jurgen got in beside him. The new guard stayed behind, taking up position by the apartment entrance. Henrik pulled away from the curb without a word, navigating the narrow streets of Jordan in practiced ease. The city was just waking up. Early commuters on bicycles, delivery trucks making their rounds, a few homeless people stirring in doorways. You know what you're doing today? Henrik asked, eyes on the road. I make the delivery. I don't ask questions. I come back. And if something goes wrong, nothing will go wrong. Henrik smiled in the rearview mirror. That's the right answer. But just in case, Jurgen's going to be nearby. Not close enough to spook anyone, but close enough to help if you need it. You run into trouble, you call. Understood? Understood. They drove in silence for a while, crossing the river into Nord. The buildings here were different, more industrial, more run down. This was where Amsterdam kept its dirty secrets, away from the tourists and the pretty canals. Henrik pulled over near an abandoned warehouse district. The address is 3 blocks that way, he said, pointing. Warehouse 47B. You go in through the side door, there'll be 2 men waiting. You give them a package, they give you an envelope. You bring the envelope back to me. Simple. What's in the package? Hendrik's expression didn't change. You don't need to know, and you don't want to know, trust me. Teese opened the door, then paused. Edwin said this was a test. It is. What happens if I fail? Henrik turned in the seat, his hatchet face serious. You won't fail. You're smart, you're careful, and you do what you're told. That's why Edwin chose you. That's why you're going to survive in this business where others don't. Your mother would hate what you're becoming. Your mother didn't understand how the world really works. Edwin does, and so do you. Teese got out of the car and walked into the gray morning, the backpack heavy on his shoulders. Behind him, he heard the Mercedes pull away. Heard Jurgen's voice calling out something about seeing him in 20 minutes. The warehouse district was silent except for the cry of gulls and the distant sound of construction. Teese found warehouse 47B easily. Rusted metal building with broken windows and graffiti covering every surface. The side door was unlocked. He stepped inside and let his eyes adjust to the darkness. The warehouse was mostly empty, just scattered debris and the smell of mildew. At the far end, 2 figures stood waiting. As Teese got closer, he saw they weren't what he expected. One was an older man, maybe 60, white hair and a kind of face that didn't match this place. The other was younger, nervous, shifting his weight from foot to foot. You're the delivery? The older man asked. Yes. You're just a kid. I have the package. The older man's expression softened and became almost sad. What's your name, son? Teese hesitated. Edwin had told him never give his real name on jobs. Something about this man's voice, his eyes, made him pause. Teese Dubois? Warning bells went off in his head. How do you know? I know because I asked to deliver a message to you. The older man reached into his jacket slowly, carefully. I'm not armed. I'm just getting a phone. I have something you need to see. I don't need to see anything. I'm here for the exchange. There's no exchange, boy. The younger man The young man spoke for the first time, his voice shaking. This was a setup to get you here to tell you the truth. Teese's hand moved to the knife in his pocket. What truth? The older man held up his phone, showing a photograph. This man, do you recognize him? Teese looked at the screen. It showed a man in his 50s, gray hair, tired eyes, the look of someone carrying heavy weight. No, should I? His name is Jimmy Dempsey. He goes by Hunt now. He's your father. Words hit Teese like a punch to the gut, but he kept his expression neutral. I don't have a father. You do. He's in Amsterdam, and he came here to find you to get you away from Edwin. The older man lowered the phone. Edwin knows he's here. Edwin is planning to use you against him. At the meeting today at noon, Edwin is going to put the gun in your hand and order you to kill your own father. This is your test. This is what you really have been asked to do. Tease felt the world shift slightly beneath his feet. You're lying. I'm not. I'm a friend of your father's. My name is Jean-Baptiste Rousseau. I've known Jimmy for 20 years. He's dying, Tease, cancer. He has maybe 2 months left, and he's spending those months trying to save you from becoming what he was. I don't need saving. That's what they all say until it's too late. Your mother, Sophie, she's never told you about your father because she was trying to protect you. She knew what kind of life Jimmy led. She also loved him, and before she died, she wrote him a letter telling him about you. That's why he's here. The younger man pulled out a small envelope. This is for you from your father. We're supposed to give you the package in the envelope and let you decide what to do. There was no package from Edwin. This whole thing, the delivery, the test, there's something else. Something darker than ever Edwin told you. Tease took the envelope. His hand steady despite the chaos in his mind. What do you mean? The package you're carrying? It's not drugs or money or anything that simple. Open it. I was told not to. Open it, Tease. Before you make any decisions, before you choose which life you want, open it and see what Edwin really thinks of you. Tease set the backpack down and pulled out the package. It was wrapped in plain brown paper, sealed with tape. Fingers worked at the edges, tearing it open. Inside was a plastic bag. Inside the bag was a severed hand. And attached to the wrist was a watch Tease recognized. It had belonged to Peter, one of Edwin's soldiers. The one who taught Tease how to play cards, who'd always had a kind word. It seemed almost human in a world of monsters. Tease stared at the hand, at the blood dried black around the wrist, at the message this represented. Edwin hadn't sent him to make a delivery. He sent him to dispose of evidence, to become complicit in murder. Across the line, there was no coming back from. Now you understand. This is who Edwin is. This is what he does to people, and this is what he'll do to you eventually, once you're no longer useful, or once you know too much, or once you hesitate for even a second. Tease dropped the package, his hand shaking for the first time in years. Why would he? Because you're not his son. You're not his protege. There's insurance policy against Mariana Rodriguez, and the moment that policy expires, so do you. Jean-Baptiste held out the envelope again. Your father's letter, read it, and then decide who you want to be. Tease took the envelope with trembling fingers. He opened it and pulled out a single sheet of paper, handwritten in neat script. Tease, I know I have no right to call myself your father. I wasn't there when you were born. I wasn't there when you took your first steps or said your first words or had your first heartbreak. I wasn't there for any of it. I can never get that time back. Your mother, Sophie, was the strongest woman I'd ever knew. She kept your secret from me because she knew my world would destroy you. She was right. My world destroyed me. It destroyed everyone I ever touched. But here I am now because I can't let it destroy you too. Edwin will tell you that power is everything, that loyalty is earned through blood, that family is weakness and sentiment is death. He's wrong. Family is the only thing that matters in the end. I know that now, even though I learned it too late. At noon today, Edwin will ask you to kill me. He'll put a gun in your hand and wait to see what you do. I can't tell you what to choose, but I can tell you this. Whatever you decide, I'll understand. I've made my peace with death. I've earned it. But you haven't. You're 14 years old, and you still have a chance to be something other than what I was. Something better. Something Sophie would be proud of. If you point that gun at me and pull the trigger, I'll die knowing I failed you twice. Once by never being there, and once by not saving you when I had the chance. But if you don't, if you choose to walk away from Edwin, from this life, from all of it, then maybe I'll die knowing I finally did something right. Your father, Jimmy Dempsey. Teese read the letter 3 times, each word carving itself into his mind like a blade. When he looked up, JB was watching him with something that might have been hope. What do I do? First time since his mother died, his voice sounded young and lost and afraid. It's up to you, but you need to decide now. Jurgen is waiting 3 blocks away. Henrik will expect you back in 15 minutes. You can go back, pretend this never happened, kill your father at noon like Edwin wants, or you can come with us, meet your father, and figure out a way to survive what's coming next. Teese looked at the severed hand on the ground. He looked at the letter in his shaking fingers. He thought about Sophie, about the life she wanted for him. He thought about Edwin, about the cold calculation in those ice blue eyes. He thought about Jimmy Dempsey, dying man who crossed an ocean for a son he'd never met. And for the first time in 2 years, Teese Dubois made a choice that was entirely his own. Take me to my father, he said. End of chapter 3. Oh yeah. Hello, Shayog. Six Shayog. Give me a blue jacket. No. No blue jackets. You go into chat and you're like, give me a blue jacket. Holy crap, I didn't realize there were 26 of y'all out there. I just looked up and seen it. Maybe I should just read, huh? When did that many people get here, is he? I mean, we're not vertical or anything. I guess it's pretty good. I don't know. I'm just back here rambling away. How's everybody doing? Come on, members. We'll see some emojis and show everybody a good time. Probably drop back off to like 10 people in a minute. Bam. Emojis. Show me the emojis. Oh, I need to get rolled up and reset. I was like, I'm not going to read more. I'm your host, ScullyPop, where the entertainment doesn't stop. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all want to get you a membership? There's that little $ thing down there. You got a bunch of emojis, behind the scene videos, badges next to your name. It tends to be the best way to support the channel. I don't know, through time I've looked at different things, but I really like the membership program that they offer. American one. There you go. 420. Right on. Right on. It's always 420 somewhere, right? Man, light it up. 29 of y'all out there now. Can we get 30? Let's share it out. Let's get 30. Boom chicka rah. Let's go. Put a 1010 in that chat. Let me know you're here. Why can't I see those? There it is. Find them damn buttons and we're looking for them. Kitty, 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 kitty. Yeah, it warmed up a lot today, man. Izzy Pop. Come on, let's go. Let's see 3-0 in the chat. 3-0, let's go. Test American one. Test American one. Test. Check. 31. Check. Chinga. ScullyPop ASMR. Scully's. Bone smokers in the back. Chapter 4, Blood and Water. The safe house was a narrow building tucked between a bakery and a closed antique shop in the Pipe neighborhood. Three stories of peeling paint and crooked shutters that looked like it might collapse if someone sneezed too hard. But Jimmy knew better than to judge a fortress by its facade. JB's contact, a woman named Marta, who asked no questions and expected no answers, had led him here 3 hours ago. She handed him a key, pointed to the 3rd floor, and disappeared without a word. The apartment was sparse. A couch that had seen better decades, a kitchen table with 2 chairs, windows that overlooked a narrow alley, and a bathroom with plumbing that groaned like a dying animal. Jimmy sat at the table, the Glock disassembled in front of him, cleaning each piece with mechanical precision. His hands shook slightly, not from fear, but from the medication wearing off. He'd taken the last of his pain pills an hour ago. The cancer was eating through him like acid, but he couldn't afford to be fuzzy-headed, not today. Not when he was about to meet his son for the first time. The knock came exactly at 7:23 a.m. 3 short raps, a pause, then 2 more. JB's signal. Jimmy reassembled the Glock in 4 seconds flat and moved to the door, checking the peephole. Jean-Baptiste stood in the hallway, looking nervous. Behind him, partially obscured, was a smaller figure. Jimmy opened the door. The boy who stepped inside looked nothing like Sophie. He had Jimmy's eyes, that same gray that could cut through lies and see the truth underneath. He had Jimmy's jaw, strong and set in a way that said he'd been clenching it his whole life. But everything else, dark hair, the slender build, the way he moved with careful calculation, that was all his mother. Tease? Jimmy said, and his voice cracked on the single syllable. The boy stared at him with those gray eyes, taking in every detail, assessing, measuring, looking for weakness or deception or whatever it was 14-year-olds look for when meeting fathers who've abandoned them. So you're Hunt, or Jimmy Dempsey, or whoever you're supposed to be today. JB cleared his throat. I'll be downstairs watching the street. You've got maybe 30 minutes before Edwin realizes something's wrong and starts tearing the city apart. He looked at Tease. You made a brave choice, kid. Now you've got to live with it. Then he was gone. Jimmy was alone with his son for the first time in 14 years. Silence stretched between them like a canyon. Did you read the letter? Jimmy asked finally. I read it. Tease moved further into the apartment, his eyes scanning exits, windows, angles. Smart kid, already thinking about escape routes. You said you were dying, cancer? Pancreatic, stage 4, maybe 2 months left if I'm lucky. So you came here to what? Make peace? Salve your conscience before you die? The words were sharp, cutting. You think showing up at the end makes up for 14 years of nothing? Jimmy sat back down at the table, suddenly exhausted. No, I don't think that. I know I can't make up for it. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness or time or even 5 minutes of your attention. I looked up at Tease. But I also know what Edwin is, what he does to people. And I couldn't let you become that without at least trying to give you a choice. I had a choice. I made it. I chose Edwin's world because it's the only one that makes sense. Tease's voice was hard, but something flickered behind his eyes. Doubt, maybe, or fear. My mother spent her whole life trying to shield me from truth, trying to pretend that good people win and bad people lose, and if you just work hard and stay clean, everything will be okay. But she died anyway. Cancer, just like you. All her goodness didn't save her. No, it didn't. But it gave you 14 years of love and stability and a chance to be a kid. That's more than most people in our world ever get. Our world. So you admit it? This is genetic? This is what we are? Criminals? Killers? People who solve problems with violence because we're not smart enough or good enough to solve them any other way? Is that what Edwin tells you? Edwin doesn't lie to me. He doesn't pretend to be something he's not. He shows me exactly what this life is. Power, money, respect. You take what you want because nobody's going to give you anything. Trust no one because everyone betrays everyone eventually. You survive by being harder and smarter and more ruthless than everyone else. He's pulled out a chair and sat across from Jimmy, mirroring his posture. He was going to make me kill you today at noon. Put a gun in my hand and see if I'd pull the trigger. Did your friend tell you that? He did. And you came anyway, knowing I might do it? Yes. Why? Jimmy was quiet for a long moment, choosing his words carefully. Because even if you pulled that trigger, even if you became what Edwin wants you to be, I wanted you to know that someone saw different in you, someone who believed in you could be more than what this world makes us. That's stupid. That's sentiment. Sentiment gets you killed. Maybe, but I've lived my whole life without it, and look where it got me. Dead at 56, estranged from my sons, dying alone in a foreign country, trying to save a boy who probably hates me. Jimmy met Tease's eyes. If that's what survival looks like, then maybe sentiment isn't the worst way to die. Tease looked away, jaw clenched. When he spoke again, his voice was quieter. The package Edwin gave me, it had a hand in it. Peter's hand. He was one of Edwin's soldiers. He used to teach me card games. He was nice. And Edwin cut off his hand and sent me to dispose of it like garbage. He didn't tell me what I was carrying. He just wanted to see if I'd do it without asking questions. And that changed something for you? It showed me what I am to him. Not a protege, not a son, just another asset, another tool. Tease's hands clenched in the fists on the table. He was going to make me complicit in murder. And then he was going to make me kill you. And after that, who knows? Maybe he'd have me kill someone else. And someone after that. Till I was so covered in blood I couldn't remember what being clean felt like. Jimmy reached across the table slowly, carefully, placed his hand over his son's fist. Tease flinched but didn't pull away. You're not an asset. You're a 14-year-old kid who's been forced to grow up too fast in a world that eats innocence for breakfast. You're smart and strong, and you survive things that would break most adults. But you're also still my son, and that means something, even if it shouldn't, even if it doesn't make logical sense in Edwin's world. Tease looked at their hands, his small and trembling, Jimmy scarred and steady despite the disease eating through him. What happens now? Edwin knows I'm gone by now. Jurgen was supposed to pick me up 20 minutes ago. Henrik will have called Edwin. They'll be looking for me. We disappear. JB has contacts who can get us out of Amsterdam. We go somewhere Edwin can't reach. Maybe back to the States. Maybe somewhere else. You can finish growing up away from all this. And then you die anyway, and I'm alone again. The words hung in the air like an accusation and a plea wrapped into one. Then you go to your brothers, Jimmy said, William and Dickie, my sons, your half-brothers. They don't know about you, but they're good men. They'll take you in, give you a real family, a real chance. Why would they do that for a stranger? Because I'd asked them to, and because underneath all the damage, they're better than I ever was. They'd seen you for what you could be, not what you've been forced to become. Tease pulled his hand away, standing abruptly and walking to the window. He stared out at an alley below, his reflection ghostly in the grass. I killed someone once, 6 months ago. Edwin said it was a test and said I needed to prove I could make hard choices. It was a junk he'd stolen from one of Edwin's dealers. Edwin gave me a gun and told me to handle it, so I did. I walked into that room, looked the guy in the eyes, and pulled the trigger. Jimmy's chest tightened. How did it feel? Like nothing. I felt nothing at all. No guilt, no satisfaction. Just empty. Edwin said that was good, said it meant I was ready. Said most people hesitate the first time, but not me. Tease turned from the window, and Jimmy saw tears tracking down his face for the first time. But I lied. I didn't feel nothing. I felt everything. I just didn't let it show. I went home that night and threw up until there was nothing left. I couldn't sleep for a week. I kept seeing his face, and I thought if this is what being strong means, then maybe I don't want to be strong. Jimmy stood and crossed the room in 3 strides, pulling his son into an embrace before he could think better of it. Teeth stiffened and collapsed against him, sobbing into his father's chest with 14 years of grief and fear and loneliness pouring all out at once. You're not a killer. You're a kid who was put in an impossible situation and did what you thought you had to do to survive. That doesn't make you a monster. That makes you human. But I did it. I can't take it back. No, you can't. But you can choose not to do it again. You can choose to be something different starting right now. I can't give you back your innocence. I can't undo what's been done. But I can give you a chance to make different choices, better choices. That's all any of us give, a chance. They stood like that for a long moment, father and son. 2 damaged people trying to find something solid to hold on to in a world made of quicksand and broken promises. Then Teesa's phone buzzed. Then it buzzed again and again. Tease pulled away, wiping his eyes, and checked the screen. His face went pale. It's Henrik. 5 missed calls, 3 messages he knows. What do the messages say? Tease read them aloud. Where are you? And Jurgen can't find you. Call me now. And the last one. Edwin knows. Come back and we can fix this. Don't make this worse than it is. Jimmy's phone rang. He looked at the screen. JB. Yeah. We got company. Black Mercedes just pulled up. 2 men got out. They're asking the bakery owner questions. You got maybe 3 minutes before they figure out which building. How many exits? 2, front door and a back door through the alley. But the alley's narrow. If they have men on both ends, you're trapped. Jimmy looked at Tease, saw the fear in his eyes, saw the boy he'd failed to protect for 14 years standing there waiting for his father to tell him what to do. The roof. Is there a roof access? You're 3 stories up and you're dying of cancer. You can't really think you. Is there a roof access, JB? Yes, there's a hatch in the 3rd floor bathroom. Where are you going to go? Buildings on either side are lower. You'd have to jump. Then we jumped. Jimmy grabbed Tisa's arm. Come on, move. They rushed to the bathroom. Jimmy stood on the toilet and pushed up on the ceiling panel, revealing a narrow opening to the roof. You first, climb up. What about you? I'll be right behind you. Go. The boy climbed, pulling himself through the opening with the agility of youth. Jimmy followed, his body screaming in protest, the cancer eating through his strength with every movement. But he made it, hauling himself onto the tar paper roof just as he'd heard the apartment door below crash open. The Amsterdam rooftops spread out before them, patchwork of chimneys and satellites and Dutch tiles slick with morning dew. To the left, a building 2 stories shorter. To the right, a building about the same height but separated by a 10-foot gap. We can't make that jump. We don't have a choice. 1 on 3. 1. Gunshots erupted from the apartment below. Plastered dust and splinters exploded through the roof hatch. 2. More shots. Closer. Someone was climbing up. 3. They ran and jumped. For a moment, Jimmy felt weightless. Felt young. Felt like maybe the cancer hadn't won yet. Like maybe he still had some fight left in him. Like maybe. They hit the other roof hard. Tease rolled expertly, coming up in a crouch. Jimmy hit wrong, his ankles twisting, his body folding in pain. But he was across. They were across. Behind them, Hendrick's head appeared through the roof hatch, gun in hand. Run! Jimmy shouted, pulling Tease toward the next roof. The next escape, the next desperate chance at survival. And they ran, father and son, across the rooftops of Amsterdam, while below them the city woke up to another beautiful morning of blood and betrayal and the dead refusing to stay buried. Tingle, 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 tingle. I'm your host, ScullyPop, where the entertainment doesn't stop. Welcome, everybody. We're reading the Amsterdam Chronicles. Don't forget to hit the like, share it out if you can. Izzy's dropping the link to our new channel, We'll Make It Pop. A membership platform for YouTubers, for serious YouTubers wanting to get monetized or up their game. We'll be doing a live stream soon over there, and we'll have a webinar here in the next couple of months. And looking for 30 founding members. The American one. Scuss. Tingle, 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 tingle. I don't think I set my metadata up any differently than I normally do, Izzy. Kind of strange. Very interesting. Very interesting. Let me refresh my chat. How many likes do we have right now, Izzy? I see 51 of y'all out there. Share it out if you can. If this is your first time here, we read stories out loud. Sometimes we do theater readings where people come up on panel, no experience necessary. You come up and read. We provide a script for you. We also do productions from submissions that we get from people like you. So if you've read a story or wrote a story, you send it on in and we'll do something with it. Always looking for just 17 likes. I know we can do better than that. Yeah, there'll be plenty more of the readings, Grandma. I thought you left like 30 minutes ago. Grandma. She's like, I came back. I just couldn't stay away. Hey, Easy Pop. Uh-huh. Back there hiding in the bushes. Yep. Let's see here. Thanks to Izzy Pop for gifting that membership and the American one. Generous donation there. Thank you very much. And all you lovely people out there, members and chat and everybody. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder sometimes if I shouldn't do like a vertical stream like everybody else does. Seems like they really, lots of new faces come in on those, but to hold a steady chat with good numbers on a long form stream, that's a lot more difficult than getting the same kind of numbers on a vertical. But yeah. And you always like to think, well, maybe the algorithm's trying to share you out, it's always a possibility, but you've been doing this as long as Izzy and me, you wonder. Sometimes you just get those weird fluke situations. Hell, I had a stream one night, it had over 1,000 people in it, and I don't know, I put the metadata in wrong. I was trying to block a bunch of people from coming in with all those known names that cause problems, and I put them in the tag section on accident. I was reading the Forrest Gump story that night too. I'm crazy. That was crazy. I looked up, I was doing that line where Bubba tells Forrest he wants to go home after he's shot, and I looked up, there was like 1,200 people in the chat. Of course, nobody was talking, it was just a bunch of trolls. But heck yeah, man, 49 people, that gives some good watch hours there. You think like you get 60 people in your chat every minute that goes by, you garner an hour for your channel, so 60 people times a minute would be 60 minutes, so that's an hour. And I mean, you've been doing this so many years. I mean, why you got to keep up with all these hours? You should be in like Flynn with that, and The longer your channel is in existence, you should get paid out a higher rate, you know. And I mean, by all means, we should have a 1-800 number to call somebody. But no, I guess we can't have any of that. No explanation to any rhyme or reason to whatever. But some of us have had to learn this the hard way, and now with our knowledge, you know, we've either done the work for you or we've gone through it, and we have a lot of good things to offer with our We'll Make It Pop channel. So stay tuned for that. It's 7:45 in the morning. Phone in Edwin's hand cracked. He'd been squeezing it so hard the screen splintered under his thumb. Around him, Club Paradiso was chaos. Soldiers running, phones ringing, radios crackling with confused reports. Teese was gone. The boy who was supposed to be his insurance policy, his proof of control, his demonstration to Mariana that he could command absolute loyalty, gone. Worse, he'd gone to hunt, to the dying American, to his father. I want every soldier on the street. I want every informant activated. I want every contact in the police department bought or threatened or both. Find them now. Kalaz stepped forward, the quiet killer, the one Edwin trusted most. We've got Henrik chasing them through the pipe. They jump across the rooftops. Hunt and the boy both. Henrik lost them near Sorfinty Park. Hunt is dying. He can't run far. He's running far enough. Kalaz pulled out his phone, showing Edwin a photo. This was sent to me 2 minutes ago on an untraceable number. Edwin looked at the image. It showed Teese and Hunt standing together on a rooftop, the boy's hand in the man's hand, both of them looking back at the camera defiantly. Below the image, a message. The dead don't stay buried, but neither do secrets. Edwin's blood ran cold. Mariana. That's what I thought, but the message came with coordinates to a location in Ostdorp, west of the city, abandoned factory district. It's a trap. Of course it's a trap. The question is, for who? Claus met Edwin's eyes. She's playing us against each other. Hunt, you, maybe others we don't even know about. She wants us to tear each other apart while she watches. Edwin walked to the window, looking out over the city he'd spent 15 years conquering. Get me Mariana on the phone now. Boss, I don't care if you have to call every burner phone in the Netherlands. Find her. Tell her I want to meet. Tell her I'm willing to discuss new terms regarding our arrangement. She'll know what that means. Claus nodded and left. Edwin stood alone at the window, watching the morning light paint the canals in shades of gold and blood. His phone rang, unknown number. He answered. Mariana. Edwin. Her voice was silk over razors. I hear you've lost something valuable. A boy, perhaps? One you were supposed to be watching? Where do you think with his father, where he should have been all along. I'll check that. Check. Sorry, I messed up. I'll do that again. I think Izzy Pop had to hit the sack, so if we've got any other moderators out here to help me. Maybe TWP still out there. No, that's all right. Edvin? Her voice was silk over razors. I hear you've lost something valuable. A boy, perhaps? One you were supposed to be watching? Where is he? Where do you think? With his father. Where he should have been all along. Did you really think you could keep him? Did you really think treating him like property would make him loyal? You told me he was insurance. You told me to keep him close. I told you many things. Some of them were even true. Background noise on her end, voices, movement, the sound of water. Here's the truth you need to hear now, Edwin. I never needed insurance on you. I needed you distracted. And the boy served that purpose beautifully. Edwin's grip tightened on the phone. What game are you playing? The only game that matters. Survival. Power. Revenge. You took something from me once, Edwin. Do you remember? 5 years ago, in Antwerp, you and your men, thinking you were so clever, so unstoppable. You took my shipment, my money, and my brother's life, and you thought I'd forgotten. Edwin's mind raced back. Antwerp, the warehouse job, the ambush that had gone perfectly, that had established his reputation as someone not to be crossed. There had been a woman involved. He remembered now, someone's sister. She disappeared after, assumed dead or irrelevant. Mariana Rodriguez. That's not your real name. No, but it's the name you'll remember when this is over. When everything you built burns to the ground, and everyone you trusted betrays you, when you're the one bleeding in an alley with a message carved into your chest. The dead don't stay buried. Dead don't stay buried, Edwin. I should know. I've been dead for 5 years. The line went dead. Edwin stood there, a broken phone in his hand, understanding flooding through him like ice water. This wasn't about the boy. This wasn't about Hunt. This was about him. It always been about him, and he walked into it blind. Behind him, the door opened. Jurgen stumbled in, bleeding from a gash on his forehead. Boss, we've got a problem. Someone hit our warehouse in Nord, took out 3 guards, stole 2 kilos of product. They left a message. Let me guess, the dead don't stay buried? How did you? Because we're at war, Jurgen, and we don't even know it until now. Edwin turned, his face carved from stone. Get everyone, every soldier, every asset, everyone who owes me a favor or fears in me enough to help. We're going to Ostdorp. We're going to that factory and we're going to end this. What about hunting the boy? Edwin smiled, and it was the smile of a predator that had just realized it was being hunted. They're coming to Osdorp too. Mariana will make sure of it, because that's where she wants us, all of us, in one place, so she can burn us all down together. That's suicide. No, Jurgen, that's chess, and I'm tired of being a pawn. Edwin pulled out a different phone. This one heavily encrypted. Get me the Belgian, the one we use for the dirty work. Tell him I need a specialist, someone who can handle complications. What kind of complications? The kind that survived 5 years underground and come back for revenge. Edwin checked his watch. We have 4 hours until noon. That gives us time to prepare, to plan, to make sure that when this war comes to its conclusion, I'm the one left standing. He walked toward the door, then paused. And Jurgen, bring heavy weapons. If Mariana wants a war, we'll give her one she'll never forget. Yes, boss. Edwin stepped out into the morning, feeling the weight of 15 years of violence and victories and carefully constructed power settling on his shoulders like a crown made of thorns. Somewhere in the city, an insurance policy was running. Somewhere in this city, a dying man was protecting the son he'd never known. Somewhere in this city, a ghost from his past was orchestrating his destruction. And somewhere in this city, at the coordinates in Osdorp, all these threads would come together in blood and fire and final reckoning. Edwin von der Bear, the crow, was going to war. And God help anyone who got in his way. Chapter 4.
Well, hey there, friend, pull up a chair. It's your boy ScullyPop with stories to share. From the page to the stage, I've done it all. Books on the shelf and curtain calls. I whisper tales in the dead of night with a little ta-ta-ta just to feel right. And if you need some tingles down your spine, ska, 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 yeah, that sound is mine. So buckle up, it's quite the ride. We're going deep, no need to hide. Where the entertainment doesn't stop. You're tuned in now to ScullyPop. So close your eyes and enjoy the glide. And we'll see you on the other side. I've read my novels by candlelight, with every chapter feeling just right. I'm the author that reads to you slow, with rhythm and rhyme in every flow. My fingers snap, the mic goes hot. Live from the heart, I give all I got. A little jazz, a touch of noir, mix in some ASMR and you're not far. Ska, 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 ta, 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 let the rhythm carry you. Ta, 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 ska, ska, ska. Feel the story, feel the vibe. Ska, ska, ska. Ta, ta, ta. Let the rhythm carry ya. Ta, ta, ta. Ska, ska, ska. Feel the story, feel the vibe. Buckle up, it's quite the ride. We're spinning dreams on the other side, where the entertainment doesn't stop. You're vibing now with ScullyPop. So dim the lights and let it slide. And we'll see you on the other side. Yeah. Stories whispered, curtains raised. books turned to gold and voices praised. I'm just the guide on this wild old ride. And if you're still with me, I'll see you on the other side.
You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite.